about it, and we'll talk about it in this next topic. So in case you missed it, there's a big debate going on right now in the Tesla Twitter ecosphere about Tesla price cuts versus Tesla advertising. Should Tesla, instead of doing these massive price drops like every few months, dropping the price $7,000 to $13,000, should they use that funding or that price loss revenue into advertising and showing awareness instead? So I want to know all of your thoughts on that and what you actually think. But I think the overwhelming support or the overwhelming consensus is that Tesla should not pay for advertising because there's already so much out there in terms of Tesla branding, and there really doesn't need to be more. And so a cheaper Tesla will be more effective in getting more vehicles on the road on the end of the day. So I want to hear your thoughts on it, so we're going to jump into it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us get into this, of course. So here's Tesla economist on Twitter asking everyone, should Tesla just pay for advertising already? I doubt the majority of consumers even realize how much safer a Tesla is, let alone other features. So an overwhelming 58% said no versus 41% said yes. So there's actually a pretty decently even spread here between the both of them, right? I mean, there's a good amount of people that feel like Tesla should pay for advertising. So here's another tweet from Taylor of EV. Legacy Auto spends billions of advertising on his advertising and dropping sales year over year. Tesla spends nothing in advertising and grows sales 40% over year. So there's a lot of course comparison between Legacy Auto and Tesla, and that how Legacy Auto spends a lot of money on advertising. Tesla doesn't spend as much, right? You don't really see a TV commercial or radio commercial, but the one thing you do see is a lot of social media posts and word of mouth marketing. So it's a pretty big debate on whether they should not, and so they should. But here's a tweet from James Cat, a supporter of Tesla advertising. And here are the different things that Tesla could advertise if they wanted to. So quote, things Tesla can advertise to educate consumers on with more marketing campaigns, and yes, even ads. Cost of ownership versus ICE, range anxiety, road trip, supercharging network, differences in supercharging between non-Tesla supercharging, and much, much more. I mean, a lot of these things they already do advertise on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber of the Tesla YouTube channel, the official one, they make videos like this all the time talking about the differences on all the different features that Teslas have. So that's one thing that Tesla could advertise. But I mean, what the biggest thing is, like, what was the last time you bought a vehicle after you saw a commercial on television for a specific vehicle, right? I feel like a lot of people don't actually pay attention to those type of things anymore, especially like TV. And even if you do, you're like, oh, that's cool, but you don't actually go into research, or maybe you do, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. So here's a tweet from Telesiv. So what made you go with the car? Well, I saw a really good commercial for it, said no one. Exactly. So like the effectiveness of advertising on legacy media or television media and radio is just not as effective anymore. And I think it's really because a lot of us have short attention spans, and maybe definitely the younger generation and Gen Z definitely does with like TikTok and Instagram Reels and things like that. And so here's a big write-up from Farzad on Twitter talking about all the different things about Tesla's strategy and how like advertising doesn't necessarily make sense with their strategy and with their fear. But here's the three things that you can basically sum it up from them, right? That basically, let's see, I wrote it down in my notes here on what actually could be summed up from this is that, let's see, sorry. So basically, Tesla's core mission is to advance sustainable transport, and the best way to do that is by making their products as affordable as possible to reach more customers. So that's the first one, right? COVID disrupted Tesla's ability to source materials and distribute their products, leading to increased pricing to align with production ability and recoup losses. With raw materials prices coming down, Tesla is repositioning itself to have a more compelling and affordable vehicle lineup against its peers. And Tesla's brand equity is strengthened not by its advertising and forcing the team to maximize, but but not by its advertising, but forcing the team to maximize the product's merits, relying on word of mouth and customer experiences. And then, of course, with Tesla's future releases like Cybertruck and things like that, that's going to push the brand even further. So let me know what your thoughts. Do you believe that Tesla should be getting into advertising or not? It seems like Wall Street is not happy with the price decreases recently. Here's a shout out, or here's a tweet from Car Sales Guys. The boys and girls on Wall Street are a bit upset about Tesla's recent price cuts, and some are suggesting that traditional advertising would have been a better move. Seriously, quote, does Tesla need brand awareness? That's a good point, right? Because like a lot of people know what Tesla already is, especially worldwide. So they're really just passing these savings or these efficiencies down to the customer to try and get more market share by selling a more inexpensive vehicle. And I think this is, of course, just, a really bad timing because prices skyrocketed in the past couple of years, and now they're just essentially coming really quickly down. A Model Y long range was $66,000 very, very recently, and now it is down, of course, to the price of $53,000, or if you factor in the long range, standard range, all the way down to $50,000. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Do you think that Tesla should get into advertising a little bit more? I mean, they already do a lot. They already do a lot on probably the most effective media of advertising, which is social media and, of course, word of mouth. So I'm not sure if legacy or television or regular media would be a good move for Tesla at the end of the day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. We're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Water break.